good time with the car. We leave it in auto most of the time, which is the street suspension, and it also has traction control, which is pretty aggressive, and honestly is a pretty good thing to have because just most street surfaces don't have any traction anyway. I find the car does pretty good when you allow it to use the traction control. The only thing that's probably troublesome is the torque management. So when you start having some wheel spin at higher RPM, it does start detuning the engine pretty severely. You can actually hear it when it goes to shift. But the sport mode, that tightens things up quite a bit. The shifts, you see it just downshifted and we're just cruising because it put it in a more optimal RPM range for the speed we're going. The suspension's tighter now, and traction control is essentially off, so you can get a little squirrely around corners and stuff. The track mode is the most aggressive, and this makes the transmission shift down to 160 milliseconds and makes the suspension very tight, but it does have some traction control to help optimize canyon carving and stuff. And you can really notice the difference. I really like the track setting, and of course for normal driving I just leave it in auto, which is essentially street. One mode that a lot of people don't talk about is echo mode, which is possibly laughable in a car like this that doesn't get very great mileage anyway, but we have tried it and it does work. If you go to echo mode, it detunes the car quite a bit. It turns off, paddle shifters. It puts power mode in echo too, and it's extremely conservative. It upshifts real early, and we've tried it actually on the highway, and it gets better mileage in cruise control on echo mode than it does in regular street mode. I think we have to turn it off with here to turn it back off. There we go. So that's pretty much the modes. All right, so I think we're going to do a little video that shows how the car responds in each driving mode. So we'll do the different modes that are available, plus we'll do echo mode and valet to see how the car responds in each different mode. Okay, this is 0 to 60 in valet mode. Wow, that took a long time. Okay, we're going to do a 0 to 60 run on echo mode. Okay, now we'll do a 0 to 60 in regular auto mode. Okay, now we're going to do 0 to 60 in sport mode. So here's the strips we just left doing sport mode. Okay, this will be 0 to 60 in track mode. So after trying each mode, we learned some interesting things. The echo mode actually is pretty docile, but you can still get on a freeway, and merge with traffic. Valet mode was particularly subdued. I mean, I could barely get out of my own way. I think a 4-cylinder beat it in valet mode, and that's a good thing. That definitely would be safer when you drop your car off for service. If you don't want somebody hot rodding it, valet mode definitely would do the trick there. I think the thing I was most surprised is that sport mode has 0 traction control, and the more aggressive track mode does have some traction control, and I could definitely turn a faster quarter mile in track mode. sport mode was, I was just basically going to smoke the tires all the way down the block. So I finally decided that that was good enough. I think we actually pulled the plug at like 50 because we just weren't getting anywhere, and we had cars coming the other way. We didn't want to have to deal with that. So now that we know that sport mode is the tire smoker mode, how about a quick gratuitous tire smoke shot?
Okay, the lady is so funny because when I saw her face when you burned the tire, she looked grumpy.
She didn't like all that smoke?
No, she doesn't.
Sorry.